So I feel like I should start this episode on a really somber note rather than using my normal intro because in a way, it's very fitting. I'm still not completely over the fact that we lost to Chicago in 7 games in the Stanley Cup Final. Perhaps it adds a little bit more drama to this series. That last episode was interesting. It was a lot of fun. Perhaps the most dramatic playoff video we've ever really had on my channel in the past 2 years. But to say that it doesn't suck would be a lie. It does. It really does suck to know that even in our first year that we were that close to the double. That close to both a Stanley Cup and a Calder Cup. We at least got the Calder Cup with the Laval Rocket. But now, moving forward, the goal is still very clear, although yes, I will point out with the lottery results, oh my god, the New York Islanders. Jesus Christ, you want to talk about a rebuild done right? Either Garth Snow finally figured it out, or he got shit-canned, and whoever's running the Islanders right now knows what's up. Of course, that 5th pick was a result of the John Tavares trade, who will be a very big part of this episode, one way or another. But yeah, the Islanders, they're looking great. As far as what to do, because honestly, I lost my train of thought prior to what I was saying about that list as Mark Streit retires. No real surprise there. I guess we'll take a look league-wide. The main focus of this team moving forward is simple. It's still to win the Cup. That is the goal right now. The thought of trading up to get a Rasmus Dahlin or the fact that I added Andrei Svechnikov, that's not the plan. Yes, it would be nice to get younger players like that, but that's not the plan. As it is, the draft picks I have, because we do have some picks, they're not really worth anything, right? So we're stuck in needing to just make these selections because there's really nothing we can do with them, at least not acquiring any players that are really going to help. We might as well just take the risk with the draft picks. Sure, I could probably go out and trade for a couple of low top 6 forwards, or maybe even some medium top 6 forwards that are on the trading block. I could do that. But we might as well just use these picks to try and find that steal. Whether or not we can whether or not we can do that, whether or not we're able to do that, I don't know. It's not really going to work out that well. And again, as far as trading for one of those type of players that we really need right now, those game changers, that big time impact player, I just don't see that happening. The value simply isn't going to be there as PK Subban's on the trading block. No, we can't afford to get him back. Even if I were to, I'd have to trade Shea Weber and picks, right? And even then, they probably wouldn't want to take Weber's contract. But as you get a look, again, keep in mind with someone like Kachuk, Hughes, and Farabee, I created them. That's why it kind of glitches out their names. Who the hell is this? Exact elite goalie. We scouted him 15 times. Spike Richmond. Dude, that is the best name I've ever seen. Never mind, I might have to trade up. Not that we need a goalie for the future, but Spike Richmond? What a name. What a name. That's incredible. But again, case in point, I'll give you a look at the draft picks that we have right now. We have the 30th pick, 3 picks in the 2nd round, a 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Can we find a steal with those picks? I don't know for sure. That's certainly the hope. Could I trade that 2nd round pick for a Max Jones? Well, let's see, for example. Would that be possible? He might have a little bit more value. I think it would take like a 2nd and a 3rd to make it happen, but that's the point. We might as well just try to make our own luck with these draft picks, get through the draft as soon as we can, because for us, the focus is winning, and winning now, ASAP, in year 2. I will look back through the draft. Nando Eggenberger selected. Anderson McDonald goes to Pittsburgh. That's a really good pickup for the Penguins. It's a really good pickup for them. Evan Bouchard, Antara Manulin, Lundstrom, Ryan McLeod, Merkley, Jet Wu is a flyer. Benoit Garou, Spike Richmond, medium elite. No surprise. No surprise, seeing as he was that highly rated. But the Islanders end up with Joe Veleno. Andrei Svechnikov, and Rasmus Dahlin. Well, if that's If that's not rebuilding Hockey Town-esque, I don't know what is. My God. What a draft for the Islanders. I don't even know who's going to be available here. We'll take a look at some of the names. Who do we have? Kurashev. Is that Ty Smith? If that's Ty Smith, I'm going to have to go with him just because I do know that he's the low elite. And indeed it is. So I'm going to take him just because, again, from editing the rosters in these early drafts, I know how good some of these players are. Ty Smith is low elite. It's a decent little pickup for us. And all in all, that should help us out, a decent amount to get a player like that. Bernard for Chicago, not quite at the same level. We'll just sim to our next pick. Why not? I don't plan on making trades. This is all about just hoping that John Tavares is a free agent. And no, there's Connor Roberts is gone. I really wanted him. There's no guarantee he's going to be there. If he isn't, then I don't know what the approach is. Obviously, if he's there, the decision's made easy for us because we were very tempted to trade for him. We tried to be a little bit fair about it, only for him to get flipped to Columbus anyway. So it's a really interesting spot that we find ourselves in. If he's not there, here's the thing, right? Just to prepare for the idea of him potentially being there, we are going to have to get rid of some players that you might not want me to get rid of. Thomas Plekanec is probably going to free agency if we're going to make a play for John Tavares. Potentially some other guys too, depending on how well certain players progress. We'll see what happens. And looking at this list here, Bohinski, Onyebuchi, hell of a name, Korostin, Ball, and Kosarenkov. Is this Kevin Ball? It is. And I've heard a lot about this guy in real life. 6'5", 235 from the Ottawa 67s. He's a bit of a beast. I'm going to take him. Why not? Kevin Ball will be my selection. Low top 4. You know what? I'm okay with that, especially considering Detroit got a medium 7th. When is my next pick? Not too far down the road. Onyebuchi, medium 7th. Yikes. I thought he was better than that. I must have edited him. He must have been overrated by EA. I noticed Kosarenkov wasn't taken. Korostin wasn't taken either. The Ukrainian. But we are going to go for the Russian Kosarenkov here. High top 9. And wow, I had the last pick of the round too. Okay. Well, let's see if I can make it 3 for 3 here as far as decent picks go in this draft. It's been all right for us so far. Am I going to be able to, do well again here? That is the question. I don't recognize any names, so we are pretty much already into wishful thinking territory. Maxim Korostin. You got Marty Cappy, hell of a name. Polzel, who's a real goalie. Yep, Daniel Polzel. We have Travis McDonald. All right. There's also Pavel Brzgalov. Or the goalie, Jakub Skarik. Jakub Skarik. Could go with Polzel. I'm going to go with Skarik just because he's computer generated. And, oh god, we got to scroll all the way back through because of course we do. Is he decent? Medium fringe isn't bad. We didn't necessarily need a goaltender. But, Cappy was low top 6. I don't know. It's shot in the dark at that stage. So now we don't have a 3rd round pick, so it is going to be a while. The end of the 4th until we get another selection. Polzel was also fringe potential. Let's see. Were there any steals? I'm sure I missed out on some steals. It's a guarantee in this draft. Especially too because the players you're looking at right now, I basically didn't even see in my top 12 on the board. There was really nobody in the 3rd round. 4th round it'll probably kick off. Vladi was decent. Noel was decent. Anybody else here in the 4th round? There's one. Tara Vinen, low elite to Colorado. McGinnis, low elite to the Islanders. That sounds about right. There we go. I was waiting for those guys to show up. Dellandrea, Mankari. So a couple of decent picks. Sharma, the enforcer. Way to go, Columbus. Is that it for steals? Wow, that's it for steals. I thought there'd be more, to be honest. Maybe we can find one here in the 4th round. 123rd overall pick. can I make the most of it? So you got Kozlov, Morozov, Jääskeläinen, Heiskanen, Persaud. And then from there, just who the fuck knows. So let's see. You got Ivan Kozlov. You got Victor Morozov. You got the center Samu Jääskeläinen. He's a bit undersized, but you know me, I kind of like to take centers. I kind of like to take centers when I'm in doubt for forwards, just because if they're decent at face-offs, hey, it's a benefit. I'm thinking between these two Finns. I mean, you got Wernbloom, Burkholz. I think I'm... Do I go with Jääskeläinen? I guess I'm just going to shot in the dark it and go Samu Jääskeläinen. Mainly because I like his name. But, it's, I don't know. Throw a dart at the board, see what the fuck happens. Oh my god. EA gods, I just want you to know. I appreciate this blessing. Thank you. Oh my god, what a draft this has been for me so far. In a draft where I'm not exactly prioritizing it, it has been extremely kind. Smith, Ball, Kosarenkov, Skarik, and Jääskeläinen. Holy shit, what a job. Wow, I was so tempted to go with Kozlov. Holy shit. Oh, that would have been so bad. Jääskeläinen, I love you. Thank God you were that good. Who else did I pass up on? Let me go way to the end here. At the beginning of the round. Persaud, Burkholz, Kane, Martin. We made the right choice. Holy shit, I almost went with Wernbloom or Heiskanen too. Oh my god. Look at what's being drafted, and we just got low elite. I'm sorry, I'm at a loss for words. Like, literally, I'm sorry, I'm at a loss for words. Wow. Alright, well, note to self, in future episodes, don't care too much about the draft, because when you don't care, you, for some reason, draft incredibly well. Is there anybody else here? Nussbacher? Felix Nussbacher. We got a Schumacher. A McMaster. A Doig. That's a W Doig, but not a Doig. Yeah, so see, at this point, I mean, God, if I could get a draft steal now, then holy shit, because this is slim pickings. So do we go, not with him. Who else has high league interest? Winkler? Thomas Winkler. The Austrian. Sure, why not? Thomas Winkler, let's go. Medium 7th, that's not too bad. For a 5th round pick, I mean, I don't really expect anything better. Let's see what else went, who else went at the end of the 5th round? There was only one pick left for Chicago. Well, that sucks now, doesn't it? Like, really? That sucks. I didn't even consider taking Lindback. I don't even remember seeing him on the board, to be honest. Wow, that is unfortunate. Should I sort by potential at this point? It's going to take forever to load, but because again, this is the first year draft, but I mean, we might as well see. You got Grossman, you got Wesley? Wayne Wesley, 6'3", 206, projected in the 6th round. Could go with him, Wayne Wesley. Hope he'd actually be like at least low top 4. Who else is available here? Rubenchik. I mean, Wesley's at the top of the board there. I think he's going to have to be the pick. Severvi, Latanainen, whatever. I mean, yeah, I'm guessing he's the guy. So let's go for him. Wayne Wesley, the American defenseman. Sure. He is worse than I was hoping for. Okay, so the last 2 picks have been a bit rough selecting defensemen. Nussbacher was AHL potential. The last 2 picks were a little bit shitty. Let's see if there was another steal that I can cry about missing out on. Not looking like... Oof, wow, we actually did alright, all things considered. All things considered, we did okay, because the rest of this draft is looking a little bit rough, to be honest. A couple of decent players here and there so far, but nobody crazy. So we're in the 7th round. We are almost through this. Let's see. Do we have... Well, I mean, technically we do have one more chance to try and make this work for us. Who has high league interest? Why not? How many players have high league interest? I do wonder. Let's hope my game doesn't crash. Oh, good. It sorted it the wrong way. That's my favorite thing. That's my favorite thing. There we go. Wow, a lot of players still have high league interest. An unknown in Dubinsky. Unknown in Hakana. You have Kral. Who else do we have? Dvorak. Hamblin. A lot of high league interest players left, too. I'm kind of surprised. Owen Lane! One of my favorite guys. Sergei Fedorov, and nope, that's a trap. That's a trap, and I guarantee he's awful. I guarantee he is hot garbage. Dmitry Glebov. Why does that name sound familiar? Did I select him in a throwaway draft on Twitch? That name sounds familiar, so I'm going for it. Shouldn't have gone for it. Well, all right, you know what? I don't want to sit here and just select, oh, next pick. Unfortunately, that 7th round pick didn't pan out, but hey, it's a 7th round pick. Overall, a decent draft. Those top 5 picks, pretty damn good for a team that really wasn't expecting to do well in this draft whatsoever, really. So I am all right with how that went. But now, as we move into the re-sign phase, again, we hit that point where it's time to make some difficult decisions. It is time to make some difficult choices. Some players are going to have to go to open market. Because we need to get John Tavares if he is a free agent. So let's take a look. The goaltenders, we have Lindgren, Fukale, and Skarek is still there. We don't need to sign him yet, though. So let's re-sign Charlie. He's only looking for a 2-way deal. And we'll re-sign Fukale as well. There's a decent chance I trade Al Montoya and just go with Charlie Lindgren as the backup. Decent chance, because as long as Lindgren goes up like 2 overall points, he's backup potential. Or backup caliber. Right now he's probably, he's still main starter goalie. So he's really close. So I might let go of Montoya. Jack Johnson, that's a really tough choice. That's a really tough choice. And defense is what could get hurt the most here. Let's see. Joe Morrow, please tell me you want a 2-way deal. Oh, God. $13 million in cap space. How much money is Tavares going to want? 8, 9, 10 million? I got to play this conservatively because we have to get John Tavares. We have to. We have to. Our defense could be even worse next year than what it is now, potentially. I'm going to get rid of Jack Johnson. I'm going to let Joe Morrow walk. I don't want to tender him because there's a chance he'll sign. Jarabek and Redmond were 2 big pieces of the AHL Calder Cup winning team. We're going to let go of them. Brett Lernout, medium 7th D. I know some of you guys really like him. I'm going to let him walk. Parisi, I'm going to let him walk as well. We are going to clean house as best as we can. I don't know what the defensive situation is going to look like. Jaromir Jagr, we're going to let him walk for now. Chris Terry, we're going to let him walk. I mean, top to bottom, as Sherbak is looking to get paid, that is a problem. I'm going to drop it to 2 million even. Even as a depth forward, he is looking to get paid, as is McCarron. I was really hoping Sherbak would still take a 2-way deal. We'll let go of Hemsky. We'll let go of Grigor. This is going to be so tough to manage because, again, we have so many bad contracts. Daniel Carr, we'll let him walk for now. De La Rose, I'm going to let him walk for now, too. I want to keep as many options open as I possibly can. And here comes the one that might piss people off. Because I know he's been here for his entire career. He's not looking for that much money, in fairness. But because Nikita Sherbak was looking to get paid, I'm going to have to give Philip Deneau a decent contract. And then there's the chance John Tavares is a free agent. I need to let Thomas Plekanec go. I'm not saying I won't bring him back. I promise you. Oh, see, a case in point is Philip Danault wants to get paid. I promise you, if we don't get Tavares, we will go and re-sign Thomas Plekanec, and we'll bring him back. Pizzetta, you know what? I'm going to let go of him too. So we're down to 31 contracts. This is a rough situation. It's a very rough situation, but again, that was part of the challenge of this series is how do I manage some of these just flat-out awful contracts? Carl Alsner, Andrew Shaw. I mean, can we manage to bring in a Tavares and make this happen? McCarron, Danault, Foucault, Sherbak, Lindgren, all accepted. That is perfect. So we're looking all right at the moment. That was it for everyone. We're at $9 million. So let's just hope. And then even then, if Tavares signs for $9 million, as an example, we are in trouble. Because you look at that defense, we are in trouble. To be honest, I'm kind of hoping he's not there. Because I could at least use that $9 million somewhat effectively to bring in some defensive help. So this is going to be tough. And it's all down to whether or not Johnny T is there. So let's find out. We are off to free agency, where we're going to look for that one big fish free agent. Hope that he's there. And if not, we go for prospects. And we go for defensive help. Is John Tavares on the list? He is. All right. He wants $8.5 million. Carlson, Chara, Yager, Neal, JVR, Thornton. Some big names out there, but none bigger than John Tavares. We passed on signing him last year. He ended up getting traded to Columbus anyway, and now he's on the free agent list. He put up 98 points and 62 goals last year, guys. I don't know how he had 62 goals, but he did. We need to do whatever we can to sign him. He wants 4 years at 8.5. Wow, I'm surprised he only wants 4 years. I thought he'd be looking for a ridiculous contract. I'm going to offer him $9 million even. I'm going to offer him $9 million even. I know that puts us in some dire straits cap-wise, but I got to do what I got to do. And he is the player to bring in. As far as, first things first, I am going to trade Al Montoya. I'm probably looking at trading David Schlemko as well. That's somebody else who I know. I think he's making like $2 million. I mean, he might be decent for the third pairing, but he just can't stay. Montoya isn't getting paid all that much. He really isn't. He was good in the regular season, right? He had a .925 in the regular season, his best save percentage yet, but in the playoffs he only had a .901. Now Charlie Lindgren, on the other hand, he put up a .915 in the AHL last season. In the playoffs, he had a .909. Once we called him up, and he single-handedly got us to the conference final, basically. I'm going to clear out... I mean, here's the thing, though, too. Lindgren, two-way deal. Montoya, one-way deal. It's a risk. I'm going to trade Al Montoya. God, what team could use help? We'll just look from the start, I guess. Goalies, Gibson Miller, so we'll pass. What team could use a backup goalie? Ranta and Domingue. Bruins have Tuca and Malcolm, who's still listed as a minor league start. To be honest, Malcolm will probably develop. Buffalo. What the hell happened to Buffalo? What? They just have Ullmark. Where the hell is Robin Leonard? I mean, all right. I'm cool with it. I mean, here, I'll gladly try to get your third-round pick. I am shocked by that. Actually, could I get 2 third-rounders? Yours and Edmonton's? Will that go through? No. Wow, I am in a little bit of shock there by that. What the hell happened to Buffalo? Will that go through? All right, third, fourth, and a sixth. Now Montoya is sent to Buffalo. That clears out a little bit of cap. Just a little bit. It could help, though. And we'll rely on Charlie Lindgren. We have 20 contract spots as well. Our defense, yes, it's an absolute mess right now. Schlemko is getting paid $2 million, and he's not happy either because of some of the roster changes. So I'm going to see if I can get rid of him. I am, and we'll just bring in whoever the hell we have to. Defensively, it is going to be rough moving forward. It really is. But you talk about, I mean, Drouin, Galchenyuk, Pacioretty, Shaw's unmovable. There's really no other space to open up the cap. We have a $10 million goalie. We got Shea Weber at his contract, Jeff Petrie at his contract, Carl Alsner with his awful contract. So I'm going to see if I can get rid of David Schlemko, maybe send him back to Arizona. Again, I'm not looking to really take on a contract either. I just want to get rid of him. Third round pick, is that too much? Yeah, it is. How about a fourth and a fifth? Just to get rid of him? Wow, just a fourth? He's not worth much, is he? How about a fifth and a seventh for David Schlemko? Just a fifth. Dude, this is crazy. How about just a sixth for David Schlemko? He's not worth much, is he? Seventh rounder? I'll take it just to get rid of him. I'm going to have to give, literally, I'm going to have to give up another seventh round pick just to make this happen. Will that go through? I gave up David Schlemko and a seventh for a seventh. It works, though. You know what? It frees up cap space. I'm cool with it. It frees up cap space. The big thing is to get John Tavares. And now, again, we have about $20 million in cap space. So let's go look for any potential prospects. Now, I could sign a fifth goalie if there's anybody on the market. If there's anybody on the market. And we do have Hallinan and Wallin. Goldla, I mean, 70 overall, 23 years old. That's not terrible. Yeah, it's not terrible. But we do have Hallinan that I could sign, or we could bring in the goalie that I just drafted. Who was the goalie that I drafted again? I'm so focused on wanting to just sim forward to see what happens with Johnny T. Good old JT. I'm tired of saying Tavares. I've said it just way too many times this episode. The goalie that I didn't sign, Skarek. He's also medium fringe, 56 at 18 years old. I'd rather sign him then. So Hollandin's not a decent, or not a decent. Or he is a decent option. He's not, like this tremendously good player though. He's not that much better than who we have already. And Skarek can be sent right to the AHL. So goaltending situation is good to go. Defense. Now again, this is what we're gonna have to figure out later. Once Tavares signs, and we are not going to be getting ideal options. Prospect-wise, this is Josh Brook. Yeah, so we'll bring him in. But yeah, we are going to be in a bit of a rough way here. No doubt about it. How and why did Cal Foote hit the open market? What? I'm going for him. I don't give a shit. You talk about integrity of the series or whatever. I don't give a shit. I don't know why Cal Foote hit the open market. We're going for him. No guarantee he signs with us. But if I can get Cal... I couldn't believe he was there. I'm like, Josh Manson and some dude. And it was Cal Foote. Yes, I changed into high top 4 over medium elite. That could be a game changer for us if he accepts. That could be huge for us, man. If Cal Foote is willing to sign. I can't believe Joe Morrow wants $2.3 million. You're insane. Like, you are insane. Is there anybody else available here? Cale Fleury will absolutely go for him. I mean, I'm taking whoever I can get here because of the contract or the cap situation. We have Reinen, Niemelainen, and Walford, who are all decent. Crawley I'll avoid, 21 years old. But I'm going for these guys. I mean, you guys saw the current situation. We have 20 contract spots open. I'm going for whatever prospects I can. And again, no guarantee that they all accept. Crowley, again, 21 years old. I mean, nah, we'll pass. We'll pass. I mean, those two are better, and they're at least, a year younger. So, we'll pass. And I see they're better options, more than likely. than, say, I don't know, Renat Valiev. Like, Valiev could be decent. Valiev could still be signed, to be honest. I could still bring back... What's his face? I always forget his damn name. He's here somewhere. I'm going to stop looking in a second. Maybe not. Where the hell did he go? That player I got rid of. I must have completely missed his name. Oh, there he is. Brett Lernout. Could bring him back too. Maybe. I don't know what that defensive situation is going to look like. Forward-wise, Valentin Zykov. Not going to happen, though. Would be a nice, cheap signing. I got to save the cap space. Zerkal, 63 overall, 21 years old. I'll pass on that, too. The former... Well, he's actually, on a... I don't think he's on a PTO with Toronto. He signed an AHL deal. So, nobody I'm interested in there. At least not, like that high-level prospect. Left wings. Evander Kane. You got Mersch. Frankie Vetrano. Kurt Dials, but he's 24. Hudson Elnewick. I'll sign him. Or at least try to. Carson... Is that Carson Twarniski, former Hitman? Yes, it is. Not sure why these guys are hitting the open market. I don't care. I'm going to take advantage of it. Absolutely. I mean, again, they're medium players. Aside from Cal Foote, like, they're not great players. They're decent players who might pan out. The Cal Foote option, though, is the crazy one. Ryan Poehling? Wait, what? Did I not... Did I release him? Did I trade him? Why the fuck is he on the list? I don't recall letting him go. Huh. I don't recall letting him go. How is he on the free agent list? I must be forgetting something. Or not, and he's magically on the free agent list, much like Cal Foote. I don't know. Well, shit, there's a chance I could miss out on Ryan Poehling then, apparently. I am confused. Very, very confused. We have wow, we actually have 4 people here. Geeky, Mateos, Bitten, and Lecheson, whatever. Why is Ryan Poehling a free agent? This game's weird, man. That's all I'm saying. This game's weird. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. Maybe I'm just losing my mind, and losing in the Stanley Cup Final has just ruined me mentally. I don't know. Olsen, low top 9. We'll pass on him for the moment. So as far as, like, top prospects go, I mean, we went after Poehling. Medium top 9, so we went after the prospects at least. Geeky, Mateos, Elnewick, Bitten, Twarniski, Leschichin. And then there are a couple of medium bottom 6. Any high bottom 6 players? Yeah, 24 years old, so not great. And then medium bottom 6, I'm sure there's a couple. I've sent out 14 offers, though, so that's going to bring me up to about 43 contracts, if I'm not mistaken, which is typically a good number, especially, too, when there are other people I'm going to potentially have to sign, especially on defense, to make this work. And yes, Bruins fans, don't think I missed Anton Bleed there. I didn't. I saw him, but for the moment, I think we're good. You do have some decent prospects down here, but for the moment, we're just going to see what happens with those that we've already sent out offers to. So we might miss out on Ryan Poehling somehow. We could end up signing Cal Foote. Will we end up signing John Tavares? That is the question. So we're coming up here on the 4th day. This should be when we start hearing back from players. And Ryan Poehling has gone to New Jersey. I still don't, did I trade him? Did I accidentally release him? I don't understand that. How did he end up on the free agent list? I can't wait for you guys to tell me because I don't remember. We signed Will Bitten. We signed Marcus Niemelainen, Stelio Mateos, Carson Twarniski. Cal Foote rejected and went to Vegas. So the 2 best players on the market, Poehling and Foote, both declined. Cale Fleury accepted. Josh Brook, I gotta sneeze. Oh my god, that hurt. Almost as much as Cal Foote and Ryan Poehling declining. Alex Steen and Forbort, no, fuck off. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. Tavares, I'm begging you, sign with me, buddy. Please, I need something. Get me back on the right track here. Yes. Oh, thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. I needed that. I don't understand what happened with some of those prospects. And to be honest, I don't care. Because at the end of it, we have signed John Tavares. John Tavares is a hab. And things are looking all right no matter what. Now, we have $3 million. We have 41 contracts because those two players declined. Looking at forwards, I mean, I think for the most part we might be good. So let's see. 2-3, we'll say first line, second line, third line, fourth line is Byron, say Sherbak and McCarron, not even Peter Holland. So I'd say we're good, unless I end up trading, say, Paul Byron. So, forward-wise, we're good. We could use a couple of high-end depth players for the AHL to boost them up. Defensively, we are in trouble. We need 2 defensemen, at least. So we need defensemen right now, and we could use a couple of forwards. So again, I have 41 contracts. God damn it, Cal Foote. Why didn't you sign? And I really hate that Ryan Poehling is magically not. Like, I must have traded him. I must have. So, on defense, again, if we go to affordable, it's not great at all. The question is, how do we swing this to make this work? Because right now our options aren't great. Forward-wise, we'll look for 2 ways. And a lot of these players aren't looking to sign 2-way contracts. A lot of these players want to get paid. Looking for anyone whose asking price or seeking is under $925. That'll be the first person that we can go after. So let's take a look. I mean, it's gonna happen. We'll find them. Eventually. Jesus. Wow, the market. Okay, you know what? As far as signing those extra players, at least forward-wise, we're gonna wait. Because it doesn't drop until you get to Oscar Mahler. Former second-round pick of the Kings. So, right now, we will prioritize defense. And to be honest, unless Joe Morrow is in, he's not willing to take a pay cut, I think we're stuck with the team we have for the moment. We are stuck with the team that we have for the moment until we get, to be honest, Paul LeDoux might be a good signing. Paul LeDoux and Ryan Murphy, and hope that they get better. Clayton Stoner's there, but Clayton Stoner. Paul LeDoux might be worth, you know what? I got a good feeling about signing Paul LeDoux. Let's go 1 year, see if he'll accept 1.5. Maybe. And we'll hold off on Ryan Murphy. As for the rest of them, Jerabak, Redmond, I'm going to wait until the preseason, where basically people are willing to take pay cuts to sign for cheap. Our defense is going to be a gigantic question mark. No doubt about it. And there you go. There's the 2 trades there. Signings. Robin Leonard was a free agent. He went to Vancouver. Zdeno Chara went to Arizona. Plekanec went to New Jersey, as did Jason Garrison. Patrick Maroon and Yuri Hudler to Ottawa. Thomas Vanek to Florida. Evander Kane to Toronto. Then you had a bunch of our signings, of course. And Ryan Poehling and Cal Foote. Damn. Some big moves, none bigger than John Tavares signing with us, though. So let's slowly move up so I can keep an eye on the signings. Justin Braun. Second, third, Fucale, and Wesley. Holy shit, that's a loaded offer. Here's the thing, though, right? I can have the game come to me with these offers for defensemen. Braun makes a little bit too much for my liking, though. So I am going to decline that for the moment. Let's advance day again. I want to hear back from whoever the hell we just sent an offer to. I don't even remember at this point. It was Paul Ledoux. And we'll see if he accepts. Which he should, although he's making me wait, because of course he is. Thank you very much, Paul. Welcome aboard. Let's see, as Henrik Sedin signed with Colorado. Have there been any other trades? No. So, Wingles to New Jersey, Joe Thornton to the Islanders, JBR to Colorado, Ian Cole to Nashville, Henrik Sedin to Colorado, Marchessault back to Vegas, Grubauer to St. Louis, Zykov back to Carolina, Yager back to Florida. Well, there you go. They're pretty much the big-time signings. I don't think there's anybody left. So, I'm going to hit sim the next season. I'm hoping to get a trade offer, then I can edit the trading block. I could just edit the trading block anyway, but there we go. Something popped up. So, Derek, he's an RFA. He's going to want to get paid. So, now I can at least hit decline. Surplus, I mean, what the hell am I going to define as surplus for us at the moment? I'll say any forward under the age of 21. I'll say any defenseman under the age of 21. And we're going to see if we can get a defenseman back. Hopefully we can utilize these picks, and then hopefully the game can work itself out to just be like, oh, he actually has space, even though I really don't. I really don't. But we'll figure it out. So future picks, I mean, we'll just put the picks in there just in case. Forward-wise, we're basically good. I mean, we let go of Yager, but we have Tavares. We let go of Plekanec, but someone like Sherbak is going to graduate to the NHL, so I think we're good. We just need defense. And to be honest, I don't care who it is. I don't. Just come to me with an offer. I'm going to say anybody who's a 78 or better. Come to me with an offer. See what's up. Figure it out for me, EA. Because our situation's a disaster right now. So we'll again hit sim the next season. And we'll see. Luke, Jesus Christ. Immediately that's the offer I get, though, with that contract. Luke Schenn. Apparently I can take on the contract of Luke Schenn, but I won't. So, no thank you, Arizona. God, Luke Schenn's contract. Robert Bortuzzo and a fourth for our third-round pick, and I think it was Wyatt Wesley? Something like that. Bortuzzo, though, isn't a bad pickup. A one-year deal. Cheap deal, too. Top 6 defenseman. I am going to take that. Because Wesley was low top 6, right? Yeah. Wayne Wesley, that's what it was. So a third-round pick. Basically swapping a third-round pick and a fourth-round pick for a low top 6 defenseman and an NHL-ready defenseman. I'm doing that. Welcome aboard, Robert Bortuzzo. Is he the ideal option? No. But it helps. In the meantime, somehow our defense is going to be worse than it was last year. Although, granted, that somehow is one of the best players in the NHL. So, you do what you have to do to get by. Until, we finally decide, hey, let's see if we can trade Carl Alsner. Hey, let's see if we can trade Andrew Shaw. I mean, yes, as far as staying with the game plan, the game plan was to stay competitive. We have done that. Staying loyal to some of our players, didn't really stay loyal to Plekanec. I let go of guys like De La Rose. I let go of guys like Daniel Carr. But Carr and, De La Rose, they weren't really going to make it now, were they? Plekanec, I can understand if, some Habs fans are upset about that. But we're doing what we have to do to try and win a cup. And we have 4 first-line players, by the way. So goaltenders, Lindgren did go up. He's not quite a backup goalie yet. But I'm all right with that. We got Fucale and McNiven. Our defense is at least has all top 6 defensemen. I'm all right with it. It's not great. Those last 3 defensemen, good lord, that's not great. But it's better than what we were looking at, potentially. And then forward-wise, Peter Holland's basically the odd man out. Yeah, Peter Holland's the odd man out as a depth forward. But that's okay. That's all right. So let's take a look at what we have here. In the AHL, at the very least, I need to sign that 5th goalie. But best lines, we are looking at... Okay, good. McCarron's still a 4th-line guy. We're going to put Shaw down there as well. And then probably Byron, even though Byron did all right. You know, Byron did all right on the 2nd line. Our top 9, though, is looking great. Arturi Lehkonen has graduated to the 2nd line. But replacing him now on that 3rd line, that 3rd line that did so well for us last year, is going to be Nikita Sherbak. So I'm really happy about that. Top line, Pacioretty, Tavares, and Drouin. We could do that. We could do that. You could argue Galchenyuk because he's a playmaker. But still, like, how good does this team look? How good does this team look? I mean, yeah, we gotta play. Wow, actually, Drouin's a better center than Galchenyuk. So we have options. You know, we could go with a combination of that, or we could just, I mean, it doesn't really matter. The top 6 is great. The top 9 is great, in my opinion. And then the 4th line, in all honesty, Byron, Shaw, McCarron, it's not awful. Offensively, we're looking good. It's just defensively... Oh, God. Like, that's the only thing to say is just yikes. So I think what we're going to do is probably have Weber, Petrie, Alsner, Ledoux, Bortuzzo, Jordy, Ben. I think that's probably the best way to approach it. So, yeah, defensively, we are technically worse than we were last year, which I didn't think would be an issue. But when you have Jeff Petrie making $5.5 million, Shea Weber making $7.8 million, Carl Alsner making $4.6, and then you bring in John Tavares, it's looking a bit rough. Now, of course, if we didn't bring in Tavares, this would, I mean, the 2nd line would probably be Thomas Plekanec. So that was the option. Do we just have Galchenyuk as our top line center, even though he is a 1st-line guy now? That was my split path. Would we rather have Thomas Plekanec there on the 2nd line right now and have the improved defense? That's the question. And even then, Plekanec would have been $2 million or so. Plekanec would have been $2 million or so. So I would have had $7 million to pay to 3 defensemen. Honestly, I'd say $3.5 million to 2 defensemen because I don't think Jordy Ben would have gone anywhere. So I could have paid $3.5 million to get 2 improved defensemen over Ledoux and Bortuzzo and had Plekanec in at 2nd line center. So you can obviously let me know in the comments what you would have done. But we acquired a 62 goal scorer last year. And he's going to be on the top line to start the season, potentially with Max Pacioretty and Jonathan Drouin. How much damage do you think he's going to do? Now, as far as the team goes, this game can be weird, and we still have Carey Price between the pipes, in case you forgot. This game can be weird. We could be an amazing team, despite that weaker defense. We absolutely could be. It's just a matter of wait and see, essentially. Now, really quickly, let me go sign that other defenseman. I'm so excited, but also so anxious to see how Season 2 goes for us. We do still have $3 million in cap space, to be fair. So, you know, you really could argue how, you know, did I approach it the right way? In your opinion, did I approach it the right way? Or should I have maybe gone a different direction and gone for overall team improvements rather than, you know, being so dead set on signing Tavares? Now, I'm not going to sign Winkler. I could sign Kosarenkov, though, and I will because he's 20. Ikonen as well could be signed. At the very least, I will sign Kosarenkov. Jaskalainen should probably be signed as well. So you know what? Here, let's just sign. Well, actually, Ikonen. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just sign him. We'll sign him. We'll sign Jaskalainen. And then defensively, I'm going to leave it the same. I don't care for signing Winkler. We have other prospects there. As it is, I still have some prospects I'm going to have to get rid of. But we do have cap space. We do have cap space. So now I want to check the free agent list to see who is there. Derek Forbort's still there. He's looking to get paid $4 million though. Let's go to affordable. Although that just took away everybody apparently. Defensively, it's not going to get much better. Based on who's out there right now, it's not going to get any better. So I could rely on the trading block to help me. But yeah, it's not good. I mean, Darnell Nurse is there. I could maybe swing it to get Darnell Nurse. I mean, say I offer him the max of 314. Say I offer him, ooh, that's a game changer. If I offer him a 1-year deal, his asking price drops to 1.6. Well, let's say I drop it even further to 1.5. I don't have the draft picks. Oh no, because I gave up the 3rd round pick for Bortuzzo. Oh shit! I'm going to get that pick back. I'm gonna go get that pick back. Just give me 1 second. 3rd round pick from Montreal. It's not worth much. Here, how would you like 2 shiny 4th round picks? I don't think the value is too far off, St. Louis. I think you're being a bit ridiculous. How would you like a nice shiny 7th round pick as well? St. Louis, you're standing between me and Darnell Nurse right now. You know you're going to get a ton of picks. You know you're going to get a ton of picks from me because I'm going to make this happen. 3 7th round picks and 2 4th round picks this year. Thank you very much. I do what I got to do, man. I do what I got to do. Free agent list. Back to defense. Derek Forbort's probably asking for the same thing. I can only drop him down to 2.5. So actually, I could go for Forbort as well, but Darnell Nurse, 1 year, 1.5. Dude, this would be a steal and a half and would improve our defense. 3rd round pick. Let's see if he goes for it. Let's see if he goes for it. That's all I can say. And if he does, holy shit. Now, I still need to sort out the AHL team. But I will set up the scouting really quick as well. Yes, I just saw the fact that it said there was a franchise-level player from the States. Yes, I saw that. Don't worry. Oh, let's take a look here. Do we have anybody interesting for the rest of the world category? We got someone from China, Reginald Spurgeon. Projected as a 7th round pick. I mean, we'll hold off. There's nobody... I mean, there might be steals there. Maybe I'll come back to it. Let's just go WHL for 2 weeks to start off. Again, notoriously, the 2nd-year draft is a bit weak, but steals can be a bit ridiculous. So let's see. Can we somehow manage to end up signing Darnell Nurse for just a 3rd round pick? I mean, granted, we had to give up a lot to happen. All right, so he accepted, which is good. He accepted the discounted price. Will Edmonton match? Can they afford to match? I don't think they can. And there we go. Wow. I made it happen. I improved our defense out of nowhere as we get Darnell Nurse for a 3rd round pick. I mean, essentially we got Darnell Nurse for a 3rd, 2 4ths, and 3 7ths. Still worth it to me. Still worth it, and that absolutely improves our defense. I didn't mean to hit view lines. Whoops. Although, of course, now there is that option, so I don't have to... Basically, we can look at teams now for playoffs. It'll be a little bit easier. But let's take a look here. Goaltending. Darnell Nurse. We're going to have to call him up. The question is Bortuzzo, Ben, or Ledoux. Do I Ledoux the do, or who do we get rid of here? I mean, to be honest, Ben's a little bit better offensively than Bortuzzo. I like the idea of having Paul Ledoux in the lineup. I'm not sure. It's going to take Ledoux out of the lineup. But maybe I trade Jordie Benn at that point. Because obviously we're going to call up Darnell. It leaves us 1.6 mil. Which is nice, of course. So 1.6 mil. Question is, who do I send down? So let's just say I send both of them down for the moment, and I call up Matt Tiermina as a placeholder. That would leave me roughly $3 million to spend on another defenseman. Now, free agent-wise, there was only one other option, because everybody's gone at this point. But that would be Derek Forbort. Can I get him to sign for under $3 million? Yes, I can. Will he sign at $2 million even? I would have to give up a second-round pick to get him. But I'm willing to do that because odds are we're going to be a good team anyway, especially if we add Derek Forbort and Darnell Nurse. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to give up a second-round pick to make this happen. Again, it's all about winning the cup. And if he accepts this, and we bring in Darnell Nurse and Derek Forbort for a combined $3.65 million, we are right back in the hunt. No doubt. Not to mention, we'd have the likes of Robert Bortuzzo, Jordie Benn, and maybe even Paul Ledoux to trade. Unfortunately, he declined, but he didn't re-sign with LA. At least I don't think he did. No, see, he's still there. Okay, so I can go for a little bit more. To be honest, I can just offer him the 2.4. I'll just offer him the 2.4. Whatever. It's cool. It was still a second-round pick, I think. God damn it if it wasn't. Damn it if it wasn't. Let's take a look here. Advanced day. Scouting. We'll go WHL defense for 2 weeks. All right. And from there, will Forbort accept? That is the question. Come on, Derek. You got to do this. We're already 4 games deep into the preseason. Tavares has 6 points in 4 games. That's a good sign. All right, Derek accepted. Good. We just need the confirmation from LA. That's all we need. We are closing in, though, on the end of the preseason, which really sucks because I still got the AHL team to sort out. Yes, this is a long episode, clearly. All right, come on. LA, get back to me. Come on. LA, you're killing me here. Come on. You are really screwing me over on this deal. All right, we're good. We got him. We bring in Derek Forbort and Darnell Nurse for cheap. We give up a second and a third-round pick to do it, but we have improved our defense tenfold, in my opinion. So let's take a look here. We still have Lindgren as the backup, and then we call up Forbort. The question is Ledoux, Benn, or Bortuzzo. And I kind of like the idea of having it be Paul Ledoux, just because he's a little bit faster. You know, he's, just a legitimate two-way defenseman. The other two, both defensive D-men, both a little bit slower, not that great with the puck. Jordie Benn's okay, but I don't know. It's like you look at a defensive D-man, we have Derek Forbort. Jeff Petrie, we could change to a two-way. You got Darnell Nurse. I like our defense better this way. No doubt about it. I think the team is set, to be honest. Again, I'm going to have to fix up the AHL really quick, and we're probably going to look at trading Jordie. And Bortuzzo, for that matter, who I thought would be kind of the savior of this team, in a way, but we got it to work out. Again, that's what the team's looking like, and then defensively, I'm still going to go with... To be honest, I think we'll go Weber, Petrie, Forbort, and Nurse, Alzner, Ledoux. I really don't rate Carl Alzner. I'm sorry. We should be able to keep him happy with PK time, though. It's looking better. It's looking better. We gave up a lot of picks to do it. I'm going to be able to recoup some picks to make it happen. Is this team good enough to win the cup? I guess we're going to find out. And of course, someone like Arturi Lehkonen dropped an overall point too. But let's just see here then. Down in the AHL. Let's go best lines. Obviously, I got to take Ben and Bortuzzo out. So let's see. We got Fleury, Niemelainen, LeBlanc, and Ruinen. Now, LeBlanc isn't under contract, I don't believe. Thankfully. So, of course, we have Teremina. Not that I want him under contract either. So let's just say we put in Cale Fleury. We take out Robert Bortuzzo. We put in Niemelainen. We take out Teremina. Say I trade him. And we put in Ruinen. Like, that's not bad. That's definitely not bad. But do I want... I mean, we did just win the Calder. So my thought was, do I go ahead and sign 2 better defensemen and maybe make Ruinen and Marcus Niemelainen healthy scratches, right? To improve this team a little bit. And I'm thinking I still kind of want to do that. So yeah, right now there are no... I mean, it's Teremina, Ben, and Bortuzzo that would have to be traded. You know what? I mean, why dick around? Why not just clean up the roster? Put our own spin on it. Get that AHL team set up into the prospect factory that it needs to be. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, I'm not going to be able to get these amazing picks or players in return here. I mean, these guys aren't worth a damn thing. But I might as well see what I can get. I might as well see. And actually, I mean, well, Anaheim doesn't have the cap space, so can I even trade a Teremina for, say, a 5th round pick or a 6th round pick? Not for a 5th, and according to them, it's not even close. How about for a 6th? Can I even trade Matt Teremina for a 7th round pick? At the very least, I'm not able to get like a 3rd for him like I used to be able to. I'll take a 7th round pick next year for him. We got dirt for him. Absolutely nothing. Which is great, because it's just getting rid of him to clear up a spot. There you see Darnell Nurse's value. There you see Forbort's value. I mean, at the very least, if it makes you feel better, say we gave up the 2nd round pick for Nurse and the 3rd round pick for Derek Forbort. If it makes you feel better. It makes me feel a little bit better to think about it that way. So again, Ben and Bortuzzo. Is there a team that we can just send them both to? Most teams have no cap space whatsoever. The Islanders, I don't think that's really going to work. St. Louis, though, it might work. And to be honest, it looks like they might kind of sort of need the help. Can I get a 3rd round pick for both of them? I'd be content with that. They wouldn't. And that's both players' trade values combined. How about 2 4th round picks? I'm good with it. Oh, we're definitely going to say yes to this one. Don't worry about it, St. Louis. I'm good. I'm good. Don't you worry yourselves about it. You just did me a hell of a favor. So let's go to the free agent list again. Man, this is turning into a marathon, isn't it? But hey, that's what happens when you get your first big offseason. Oh, so 2-way deals. Who can we bring in to help improve this team? I just wanted to make sure it was actually cutting it back like that. I can bring back Jarabek, who was really good for us last year. Actually, here, you know what? I might as well just go 2-way. You got Nudivara, who could still improve, too. I mean, he and Valiev might be decent improvements. Actually, wow, it's saying Jarabek doesn't want to accept a 2-way deal. He will, though. So, Nudivara and Jarabek? Or Nudivara and Valiev, who could still get better? I mean, here's the thing. I want to bring back Jarabek, but the smart move is to bring in the 2 guys I'm going to look to bring in here. And I believe it's Marcus Nudivara and Renat Valiev. We'll try to bring those 2 in to improve the team. And then forward-wise, I need to take a look. But man, I'm stoked, dude. I feel like the draft went well. Yes, we had to make some changes and get rid of some players that might have been fan favorites, but I can't wait to see what that 3rd line in particular can do. I feel like this team is going to just tear shit up, especially since we improved the AHL. But offensively is what I was worried about. David Bruhl is on an AHL deal. So we'll just put in Bitten. Jaskalainen, man, it's going to be Tough to get him into the lineup. I don't know if Fraze has a deal. Peter Holland definitely does. I'm going to assume Byron Fraze doesn't have a deal. Right wings, okay, there isn't anybody, so that's good. So Ikonen and Jaskalainen need to be in the lineup. Yannick Veilleux as well. Currently doesn't have a contract with us. So that is what the team would look like. Actually, I think Antoine Waked as well doesn't have a deal with me. So I could sign one more player to improve that team. And then, yeah, we'd still have someone like Veilleux, Fraze, and Barol if we needed to. So I can sign one more player and still have my young players in the lineup. So that's good. Which is crazy because I feel like I have a lot of players signed. Like I do. I have a lot of players signed, but I think we have a lot of guys down in junior right now. I noticed Brooke was down in junior, among other players. So let me sign. So what was it? One other player that's good for the lineup, and then I could sign some depth players if I wanted to, but I probably shouldn't, just because that's a bit of a, complication, I'd say. It could cause a bit of an issue with waivers, even though I don't know how much we'll be seeing the waiver wire this year. Let me double check how many contracts we have. Again, we're already here. We're over an hour into it. We might as well be thorough. 46 contracts, yeah. So I'll only sign one player. And then if there are injuries, we'll have the guys that are currently on the AHL only deals not attached to our franchise as the depth players for now. And as it is, I still haven't signed Valiev and Nudivara, actually. So, yeah, the waiver wire is not really going to be a thing. So let's see. 1-year deal. Or a 2-way deal, potentially. Rasmussen? He might complain about being on the fourth line, though. Bork is a depth guy. Vincor, Postler. Postler could actually improve, too. Here, let me sort by potential, then. Potentially for Postler. I think he's the guy. Kenny Agostino's there. Yeah, Gustav Postler is the man. He actually has really good offensive awareness. He could tear up the AHL. So let's see if we can sign these 3 players to improve your defending Calder Cup champion Laval Rockets. And at that point, or the Laval Rockets. Valiev accepted. Waivers are now in effect, which is fine, as we have hit October 1st. Hopefully, we start the season off with a home and home against the Leafs, so hopefully we can get this sorted out here, please. Fellas, if you'd like to sign before the first games of the season, that would be great. Nudivara and Postler. Beautiful. Let's get this team set up. Picture perfectly. That was really weird how the data glitch happened there, but we're good. We are good. So, Byron, Shaw, and Alsner. So Alsner has power play time. That's no bueno. You know what? I'll set up all the special team stuff for the NHL team off screen because it's going to be a little bit too time consuming. But then down in the AHL, we'll take out Waked for right winger Gustav Postler. So let's see. I could just go and sort by potential. That might honestly be the best way to do it. So let's see. Not necessarily the ideal way to do it. It's not going to have the team be the best. Do I expect this team to even make the playoffs after winning the Cup last year? No, I don't. I don't. But hey, that was a special year for some of our players that they'll never forget. All right, so let's just say Elnuik, I guess. Who else is medium top 9? Well, Twarniski would actually be better to put there. So low elite, high top 9. So who do we want on that top line with Jaskalainen and Kosarenkov? Who is better offensively? Maybe Will Bitton? Yeah, we'll put Will Bitton there. Nice that we reacquired him. Oh, let's see. It's funny. The better center is actually Kosarenkov. Right. Who's the better center between these two? It would be Ikonen. And what do we got here? We'll go for that setup right there. And then the fourth line, which, we'll see how they do. is going to be Addison, Holland, and Postler. Now, again, I could easily put Holland and Postler on the top line. They'd probably tear the league apart. But we'll start off with the strategy of giving our younger players more playing time. Let's bring in Nudivara. And let's bring in Valiev. Just to improve the team a little bit. That's what it's all about. Improving the team just a little bit. Simon Bork's actually a pretty damn good offensive defenseman already. We'll put, what is it, Miete? Yeah, I'll learn it. Someone told me how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. I'm going to call him Victor for the moment. I know. I forgot how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. I'm the worst. But there we go. There we go. And then, of course, the goaltending. It's Foucault and McNiven. Guys, the teams are set. Finally, if you made it this far, I appreciate it. But what a process this was to go through the draft, to somehow come out on the other side, still cup contenders. I mean, to me, it worked out. We cut a lot of dead weight, but you look at this team, the four lines, they're great. They are great. The addition of John Tavares. You look at that third line now, Charlie Hodon, Philip Deneau, and now Nikita Sherbak is here at the NHL level. I mean, I'm excited. And then defensively, the last-second additions of Forbort and Nurse make this team look a hell of a lot better than it did. Charlie Lindgren as the backup goalie, definitely a question mark. And then down in the AHL, they won the cup last year, so this year is definitely about making a little bit more progress. I mean, and here's the thing, right? If this team turns out to suck, then we just take out Valiev and Nudivara, although they both could improve. I'll probably, if they turn out to suck, I'll probably just trade these guys at the trade deadline and put Niemelainen back in and the other guy that we took out. But, guys, that will do it for this one. We don't need to waste any more time. The teams are set and the Season 2 sim begins in the next episode. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of any and all of the moves, because Lord knows there were a lot of them this time out. Let me know what you think in regards to how we will do in Season 2. Will we make it back to the Stanley Cup Final? Will we struggle to make the playoffs? Will we win it all? What do you think is going to happen based on the team that you see here? We'll get the lineup, like maybe any last-second lineup changes. We'll also name a captain, potentially. Maybe we'll take a look at the letters that aren't exactly important, but still, we'll see what happens. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, you know what you have to do to support the video. If you haven't already, at least, leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me out, and why wouldn't you subscribe? You don't want to miss what's next, do you? Links are in the description to my Twitter and Twitch. Follow me on there, on both sites. It helps out. Trying to get to the 5K followers on Twitch. We hit 6K on YouTube. It's looking good, man. We're building up momentum. Be a part of something that is, it's at least subpar. I won't say be a part of something great, but you're at least a part of something that's subpar, and you can take pride in that. I will see you guys in the next episode of this Montreal Canadiens franchise mode series. My series. It's more importantly my series, not just a series. It's my series. It's our series. Love you.